Hello, my math people. What we are doing in this lesson is adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomial expressions, okay? So that sounds intense. What I really mean, the goal really is something like this, where we're going to take sentences, and again, if we think of math as just kind of like sentences, let me get the lighting better for us. Is that better? Okay. It's asking us to simplify the following expression. An expression is just like in math, like a sentence, okay, using numbers and variables and quantities and stuff. Okay, so we got this, all this stuff, these quantities, negative 4x plus 5x to the third minus 7x to the fourth minus 4x to the fourth minus 6x plus 3x to the third, okay? Again, that was like a mouthful. That was like a lot. So our goal is to simplify. What does simplify mean? Just to shorten it, okay? We're going to take this sentence and do all the math that we're allowed to do to make the sentence look shorter without changing the value of the expression, okay? So what are the steps to do that? First, we are going to multiply if we got a quantity inside parentheses that has a coefficient out front, okay? Now, you might not see it, but there is technically a negative 1 there, right? There's nothing outside here. There's no coefficient. There's no number out here. But outside these parentheses, there's technically a negative 1. So I'm going to actually start by multiplying all of these by negative 1 and changing this to say negative 4x to the fourth. Negative 1 times negative 6 is positive 6. X is negative 1 times positive 3x is negative 3x to the third. Okay? Now, once I've done my multiplication, I am allowed to get rid of the parentheses. So notice, like I'm just dropping this line down with no parentheses, right? And now that I've done my multiplying by negative 1, I can get rid of the parentheses here. Okay? Now, note, which we'll see later, is when you're multiplying variables, you're going to add the exponents. So we'll get to that later, okay? Your next thing is to combine your like terms. And again, I hope you're writing this stuff down that I've written in marker. I'm just trying to color code the math for you. I hope that's not confusing. Okay, so we're going to combine our like terms. Like terms have the same variable with the same exponent. So let's find them here. So I'm noticing an x with a power of 1. Do I notice any other of those? Yes. So there's some like terms there. Then I'm noticing an x to the third. Do I have another x to the third? Yes. So I don't know, guys. I like to like double underline stuff. You can do shapes too. I'll show shapes in a second. Okay, the last term I see is an x to the fourth, and there's another x to the fourth. So notice like these are the same, and like these are the same. Okay, so some type of symbol shaping, whatever, to help yourself see which terms are this have the same that same variable with that same exponent. Okay. Then when we combine, we are going to combine the coefficients of those terms. Okay. So what I mean by that is let's actually start with the highest power, and I'm just going to show it once, okay? The coefficient here is negative 7, and then the coefficient here is negative 4. So we're taking those numbers and like combining them. Notice I'm not going to turn this into like 4 and 4 and make it x to the 8th, okay? So to combine these two, like what I'm doing here, I'm combining those two. I hope that's clear. Okay, is negative 7 minus 4 is negative 11. X is to the fourth. Okay, let's do the same thing with my next term. So I got 5 and then negative 3. X is to the thirds here. Notice I'm keeping the sign. And 5 minus 3 is what? 2. That's a positive 2. X to the third. Okay, and then lastly, I got negative 4 and negative 3. X's. Oh, sorry. Negative 4 and positive 6. Whoops. Just X's there. Okay, negative 4 plus 6 is what? Positive 2? Okay, so my final thing is negative 11 x to the fourth plus 2x cubed plus 2x. Okay, that's a nice, shorter, simpler, we've simplified it. We've made that big statement from the top smaller. Okay, let's do another example. What is the simplified form of the expression below? So again, I'm reading the word simplify. So I'm going to try and make this guy shorter. Okay, so let's follow these steps. Here, we're going to think about multiplying. Oh, I see two places that I can multiply. I can multiply here, and I can multiply here. Now, notice, I'm going to start, well, actually, let me just, I'm going to start multiplying with, actually, sorry, let me do the first one. Okay, so this is just going to be 2 times x squared, so 2x squared, 2 times negative 4x is negative 2x to the 4th, plus, okay, here, I'm starting to multiply a variable by a variable. So that's this pink note here. When you multiply variables together, you add the exponents. So, x times x to the 3rd is x. You take that 1 and that 4. This one technically has an exponent of 1. That one has one of 3. Oh, God, you guys, I'm so sorry. It should be a 3 there. And you get x to the 4th. Okay, 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, that's how we get to the x to the 4th there, okay? So we get x to the 4th, and then x times negative 3 is just negative 3x. Okay? Then we're going to go back to combining those like terms, right? So let's find my like terms. I'm noticing these are some like terms. These are not like terms. So all we have to combine then is the coefficients of the negative 2 plus the 1, x to the 4th. Notice I'm starting with the highest power every time. Technically, that's how we usually write simplified expressions in math, is starting with the highest power. So like to the 4th, the 3rd, and then the 1st. So that's why I'm doing that. All right, negative 2 plus 1 is what? Negative 1. X to the 4th. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring the rest of the stuff down. Plus 2x squared minus 3x. And we're done. Okay, that's an x, you guys. Wow. Woof. All right. Now I'm gonna take you to a question on the back, and again, those are pretty straightforward. It was just like, yo, simplify. All right. I'm gonna take you through what if it's less clear what to do, what skill to use within the context of a problem or a situation you're given. Okay. So we're gonna use that who problem-solving format, which is what does the question want, what does it have, and then let's organize some thinking to get the have into the want, okay? So let's read this. What is the simplified result of subtracting x plus y from 2x minus y? So what this wants is we're going to take 2x minus y and we're going to subtract, I'm going to move this over, from it x plus y. Okay, so now what does it have? Now it has an expression that looks just like what we were doing up here, with just different numbers and stuff, right? So then you're going to organize your thinking to make this thing simpler. You're going to organize your thinking to make this thing simpler like we did on the first page. Okay, that's it. Hope it made sense. You have a good rest of your day. Let's just say bye. Okay.